But getting back to this game that I never left. It was a question that was asked in my DM. Simple, how you feel about pimps getting married? And I'm going to tell you this. Before he's a pimp, he is a man. And like I said, my opinion don't have any dominion over anybody, you know. So let's just say, okay, if a guy decides to not be active in the game anymore, if he decides to get married, I don't have nothing against him. I'm not going to minimize him or say that he's any less of a P just because he said I do. Now, me personally, I'm 33 years old. I could never see myself getting married. And the reason why I say that, even if I wasn't in the game, I wouldn't see myself getting married because of the type of individual I am. And see, that's why it's hard for me. I need to speak to the P's who have left the game. And see, I've spoken to different retired P's who are married. And they told me personally, you know, one of the worst things that they ever did was stop pimping. Then I got some other P's to say one of the worst things they ever did was get married to a square. It wasn't so much that they stopped pimping. It's just that when they stopped pimping, they got involved with a square, and maybe P Money was funny at the time because he wasn't saving money. You know what I mean? They like to glorify themselves and they forget about the saving money part. And once it's over, you know what I mean, when the game don't want them no more, they old, and you know what I mean, he called a square that was financially able to put him in position and be a blessing to him, had good credit. So that's how basically sometimes can get him up to walk down the miles and make it. But that's some strong shit. You made a covenant to God with the. That's some strong shit, man. But I wanted to actually ask the P's, like, you know, how do you do that? How do you go from a lifestyle for living decades? You know what I mean? Some P's 10 years, some 15, some 20, but some, I'm talking about 30, 40 years of having multiple women do what you want, when you want, how you want. Don't back talk, don't out talk. Sit up there and motherfucking comply and apply to everything that you convey and say. And to go from that to actually having some type of like equality thing, getting off your throne and, you know, and then getting on your knees, proposing and all of that type, like how you, I don't know. I could never see Simple the Masterpiece Mouthpiece P getting on his knees and proposing to a woman for her to be his wife. I can't see it. I'm not going to say it's never going to happen, but I'm just speaking as I'm not God. But right now with my mentality, you know what I mean, I can't see that. Even if I wasn't Simple to P, Philip Brandon Gilmore, I can't see that. Just the type of individual I am. And just putting pimps to the side. I've even spoken to some ministers because they knew me when I was about that life, when I was spiritual. And they even told me, like, son, when you come back to the ministry, when you come back on fire for God, don't even, you know what I mean, if you do, you do, but don't even, like, you had a lot of fun in the world. Don't even come back worrying about being married and stuff like that. Because I done seen a lot of great ministers who were great preachers, and once they got married, it was like they lost that fire. So, you know, to each his own. You can't judge the whole population. There are some people that are married, they're happily married, they're successful, and that's what's up. But as far as me, I don't think that he's any less of a P, and I don't think that minimizes his legacy just because, you know, he decided to be with a woman. Hopefully, in my eyes, I would hope that he would want to marry a hoe. Somebody who basically been putting their life in danger and seducing and reducing strangers each and every motherfucking night, making sure that his money was right. A woman who basically got into a continuity of giving that nigga loyalty and currency on the daily for a number of years. That's the woman that I would hope that somebody who said that they were a pimp was to marry, because there's going to be certain trials and tribulations and situations where she's not even going to be able to understand you unless she comes from the game. So if she don't come from the game, the words that you speak is going to be another vernacular. And as I like to say, it's going to be too spectacular for the bride to even understand. So I don't know how they do it, but they doing it, and it is what it is. I don't think that he's any less of a P. I do believe that. Now, let me say this. If you are a active pimp, no active pimp should be married. No active pimp should be married. If you are if you're professing to be an active pimp and you have made a covenant with God, with a bride, and you got prostitutes and things like that, you living a double life. Active pimp ain't got no business with no motherfucking girlfriend. He ain't got no business with no motherfucking wife. You know what I'm saying? Pimping and hoeing is supposed to be his life. And only pimping and hoeing. That's it. He ain't got no business sitting over there, licking and lapping with girlfriends on the motherfucking weekend. And on the on weekdays, he getting dividends, from prostitute girlfriends. He need to move and step the out of the way and let pimping have his way. You know what I mean? That's the problem with now. Getting in shit they ain't got no business. And let me say this too. I've seen so many people, speak about how they came into the game. And I'm going to speak about that as well, in this message. But, a lot of the people's introductions is weak as you know what I mean? You be like, so why you start pimping? Oh man, my wife treated me bad. My wife cheated on me. My girlfriend left. My dog died. That's why you started pimping? Because a did you wrong? Oh, so you just a woman scorned, and you said you just about to do a bad because they've been doing you bad. Oh no, that's not a good introduction, man, in this motherfucking pimping, man. You know what I mean? Just keeping that thing all the way, 100, man, But you got people that will sit up there and say that. They will actually sit up there and tell you that they came into this game because, they got into it with their wife or a divorce, or she sat up there and took the kids and left me. So because she took the kids and left and the dog, you said, you know what? I'm through with this shit. No more. Y'all not. That said, I'm going to tell you what you sound like when you do that. I'll be like, look at these man, talking about they pimps. Listen to introductions into the game. After she did me wrong, man, I couldn't take it no more. That's when I was like, you know what? I'm about to go pimp. I'm going to tell you what you be sounding like. When I hear tell me he came into the game because his girlfriend cheated on him or his wife left him, and all of this shit, I instantly, in my mind, I started laughing. I was like, look at this old worn woman, the scoring ass. He's a woman scoring inside of a man's body talking about he just pimping. This is exactly what I be hearing. This is exactly what I be hearing when you be sitting up there talking about some. Be like, I'm not gonna cry. Man. Hold on. Make up their mind. I'm not gonna cry. That's it. I'm about to go pimp. Look, man, you can't do this pimping like that. I hope you guys live as long as you want and never want as long as you live, man. Y'all be blessed now.